This is Left Side of the Brain. How y'all doing today? Jaguars up. And today, I just wanted to touch bases with everybody. Haven't did a video in a while. Well, not too long, but I don't like to keep, the people wondering too long. But I did say that I needed to take a break in order to get this book done, and that's still on the table. But I just wanted to talk about some things today. How y'all doing? I like to start out each video that way. That's good. You're doing good. Great. So am I. Anyway, I was out today, and I had went to the grocery store, right? And I forgot my card in my car. So anyway, the lady at the self-checkout help desk, I told her, I said, I left my card in my car. Can you watch my basket for me? And I shouldn't even did that, because I'm gonna tell you why. So anyway, I walk out of the store, I go to my car. I didn't have the card that I needed. I said, fine. I said, maybe that's a sign that I don't need to get what I came here for, because I don't want to spend, money on this card that I had. So I was like, you know what? That might be a good thing. So anyway, I walked back into the store, and then the lady, she had picked my items up out of my cart. And I kind of got upset. And she said, what's wrong? And I said, never mind. And I waved my hand like that. I did a gesture like that, like, never mind. And she's like, what's wrong? And in my head, I'm saying to myself, you the same lady I looked at just moments ago, and I didn't get a good reading from you. But the only reason why I spoke to you is because I had no other option. She was the only person at the help desk, and I had to do what I had to do. So like I tell y'all, sometimes you'll get in those type of situations where it's like your back is up against the wall and you say to yourself, like, damn, what am I supposed to do? This is kind of what this video is about today. About what to do when you are in those type of situations. Okay? So, long story short, I walked out of the store, and of course, my mind, it started working. And I started saying to myself, the first thing that came in mind was communication. And then I started to realize that I had already spoke to that lady, and my spirit had already led me to the understanding that she was no good. And everything that I say on this channel, it started to replay in my mind. Because sometimes the very things I say in these videos, they play themselves out in my life. So I had to go back to the Left Side of the Brain channel and go back into my mind, all those videos I did, because this is also a self-help guide for myself. So I'm thinking I was being a red pill and blue pill at the same time. She communicated to me before I even spoke to her. And then when I'm in the car, I'm saying to myself, the communication that we had, and just generally speaking, when you engage with people, you have already spoken to them. Okay? It's like you don't have to open your mouth to say something to somebody, because that spirit that's on the inside of you, it is looking at the spirit on the inside of that other person. And those spirits, they are speaking to each other. That's why a person can't trick a person like me. Those spirits, they communicate through a photo of a person, through a text message. These spirits, they communicate. They try their best to hide themselves, but when your antennas are up, they can't get away from it. And that's what I was saying to myself. Like, I already knew, but I pressed the button. And I was saying to myself, like, had I not even spoke to her, I wouldn't have had a interaction with her. And that's another thing that comes to mind. Before I made this video right now, I was in another grocery store. And while I was in there, I felt like the atmosphere, it was a lot of tension. And I started noticing that everybody's just walking around like on eggshells. Everybody's acting, you know, all cautious of everything and everybody. So I started saying to myself, these public interactions with strangers and people you don't know, at any moment, it can turn to something that explodes in your face. And what I likened it to was a laboratory where you have a whole lot of different chemicals in the lab, and they all in the same container. But if one chemical touches another chemical, it could cause some type of combustion. So that's what I was saying to myself. Like, all of these people in here, and the reason why they so cautious and walking about so gingerly is because it's so many different type of chemicals in one building at one time. And then when I continued to think about it, I said to myself, at first I was like, that's a metaphor. But then I said, no, that's not a metaphor. Because when you really think about it, essentially, that's all we are. We are chemicals. At the deepest level of who we are nothing but chemicals. Your brain emits chemicals, and that's exactly what we are. You know what I mean? Yo, it's a big dog right here. And so I realized that the reason why I'm talking like this, because it's this big pit bull. So I'm on point right now. So y'all gotta forgive me for a minute. Yeah, let me walk this way. I'm gonna show y'all the one I'm talking about right there. You see him? The pit right there. He big too. But anyway, I realized that it wasn't a metaphor. It was actual, that we are really chemical composites walking around in a human body. So really, that analogy that I came up with in my brain, it was correct. Because we are like chemicals inside of a jar, a container, and at any moment it can spill out. Like somebody's emotions, they just spill over into the next person's container, creating a boom, a combustion. So that's why I say those things like avoid small talk with people and allowing yourself to speak without speaking. I guess that's what I'll name the video. Allowing yourself to speak without speaking, because that enables you to avoid a lot of unnecessary situations. That's what this whole channel is about. Avoiding unnecessary situations, because the more you talk in this world, the more you incriminate yourself, especially when you are like us, because this is what this thing is all about. They won't, like, remember that story about Jesus? And I always wondered when I was a child, like, why he didn't say nothing when he was before Pilate. And remember, they was questioning him, but he remained silent. But when he was before his people, like when I come out and speak, to the Jaguars, he was his real self. But whenever he was in front of them, he never said anything, because he knew that his words could incriminate him. So he let them do all the talking And he let them piece it together, whatever it was they wanted to say about him. That's how you got to move around these people. More is less. Less words spoken is the more words spoken in relations to these people. What's understood don't need to be said. Like, I know who I am. You know who you are. So what is there to talk about with these people? You get what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. It's like we don't have nothing to say to them. They don't have nothing to say to us. Because when they speaking to us, it's just really to get at us, basically. Y'all, give me a second, because I see the police right there, and they see them recording, and they already know. They already picking up on me. So let me get in the car. You know, I'm telling you, like, you might say they don't know. I'm not gonna even get in my driver's seat right now. You might say they don't know, but trust me, they know. These people know what's going on. So yeah, these people, man. All right, I'm gonna aim out this window right here. I'm gonna aim out this window. Can y'all see? Can y'all hear? Good. Just to let y'all know, we got the live stream coming up, because I got everything back in order. So let's get back to it. So Jesus, he didn't say much because he didn't want to cast pearls before swine. Every time you talk to them, you casting pearls before swine. Even if it's something like even if it's something that's not even important. Even me saying hey to one of these people is too much. They don't even need that. Yeah, I'm getting more extreme about it. Yes. Even me saying hey is too much. Now, you may not be on that level yet. I'm just saying, for me, right now, what I'm saying, for me, speaking, I don't owe these people nothing. I'm in my car now. I can turn it up now. I don't owe these people nothing, man. And that's just how it is for me. They don't let you in certain areas of life. If you don't got a X amount of money, do they let you come into their country club? Do they allow you into whatever secret society they have or anything? No. So why should I allow them inside of my inner sanctuary? They don't qualify. Only time I will speak to them if it's necessary. Other than that, I'm not talking to these people, man. We don't got nothing to talk about. That's how I look at it. The only time I speak to these people, if it's only when it's very necessary. Other than that, we don't have anything to talk about. And I don't know why I'm holding this camera at this funny angle, but it is what it is. And that brings some more things in mind. Like, I'm not down with that protesting and marches and all of that type of stuff, because the protest is inside of yourself. The protest is you deciding to give it all up. That's the protest. I'm not down with picket sign marches and political protests and all of that. You can't vote a demon out of office. Remember that. I'm going to repeat. You cannot vote a demon out of office. This is spiritual war. This has nothing to do with the presidential cabinet. They've been having different presidents since we've been on this earth. So it has nothing to do with what political campaign you are in, whether you are Democrat, whether you are Republican. This thing is about us versus them. And it has nothing to do with your religious affiliation, your political affiliation, your race, your gender, your age. I was thinking about that today. Like when you be in a mix of people, let's just say at a public venue, it's not about the funny feelings that you be getting from people. It's not coming from what political party they are affiliated with. It's not coming from what religious affiliation they have. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a secret thing. That's why I always say the secret wars is us versus them. The demon, like that lady at the grocery store who touched my bags, that demon is never going to say, I know why you got upset and why you stormed out of here. It's not going to say that. When I waved my hand like that and said, forget it, she said, oh, what's wrong? What I do? She knows. See, these demons, they play dumb. That's another thing I need y'all to know. These demons play stupid. You don't even got to say nothing to these people. Just walk away. If you show a little frustration like I did, they ask you what's wrong, you ain't got to tell them. Just walk away and leave. Because what's understood don't need to be said. They understand it just like you understand it. When you get a bad vibe from a person, it is what it felt like. I'm telling you. Don't play around with this. Because it is exactly what you felt. You're not second guessing. You didn't get it wrong. You're not paranoid. There's no such thing as paranoia when it comes to this. Yeah, I can turn up now. I'm in my car now. I'm not out in a world now. So don't think that you are wrong or you acting like you better than somebody. It's not about that. Because feelings can get you hurt. Feelings can get you killed. And feelings can make you make the wrong decision. These people, they don't have any feelings for you. You see what I'm saying? You got to have feelings for yourself. You got to be selfish. I'm telling you. And y'all already know what I mean when we say selfish. Living for yourself and not others. It's basically a safeguard to keep you out of harm's way. That's what we mean by being selfish. You have to be that way. Because you don't want to get caught up in all of this, all of these wires. Every time you talk to somebody, every time you step out your house, there is a possibility that you may trip a wire and set something off inside of somebody. When all you had to do was shh, keep quiet. Keep quiet. Think about it. Keeping quiet would keep you out of a lot of trouble. Like today, I went to the grocery store and they got a salad bar. And I went upstairs to the top level and they got like this roof, this little patio where you can eat and whatever. But before you even go outside to the patio area, they have another little area where a lot of people are sitting and they got their laptops doing, studying or whatever. So I scoped this situation and I said to myself, I don't want to eat right here in front of all of these people. So let me take myself and go outside and sit on the patio so I don't have to deal with anybody else's presence. You get what I'm saying? I don't like to deal with people and their presence. So I said to myself, let me just go outside and be by myself. Because I don't have time to be wrestling with somebody's spirit. See, that can get very annoying. That's why I like being by myself, because this video is a prime example. Earlier, I was outside. Here comes a man with a dog. There go the police looking. So what was my best option? Coming to the car by myself. You see? That was my best option. So that's what I decided to do. And you can take that and apply it to other areas in your life. Because one thing I realized in this world, we are all guilty. That's why we all going to die. We here because we guilty to start out with. What you mean, left side of the brain? Because, think about it. What's the penalty for murder? Life in prison. But what? Think about it. Life in prison. We got life in prison already. Because we here, right? What else? The death penalty. So what's the difference between us and a prisoner behind bars? He gonna get the death penalty, the capital punishment, and eventually all of us, we get capital punishment. We surrounded by human prison bars. He's surrounded by metal bars. It's the same thing, except he just more confined in the physical sense. But in a physical sense, because we surrounded by human prison bars, we are also confined. You see what I'm saying? So really, when you think about it, that's why you have to be so cautious, because we surrounded by criminals. All of these people are criminals because they all violated and ended up here because of the violation that goes all the way back to the time before the great falling away, when all of these fallen souls violated and ended up here. Everything you ever wanted is on this channel. I'm telling you. Go through all these videos. Listen to that great falling away video. Even what I'm saying now. Everybody that's here today violated. And that's why we are here. We all violated. And I thought about that. I said, if the highest punishment is death, but everybody dies, how is it a punishment? Why are we receiving the same punishment that the person on death row receives? Death. Dying. I thought about that. If capital punishment is the highest punishment, then what did you do to die? One day you will die. What did you do? Did you murder somebody? Then why are you receiving the same punishment as somebody on death row? That in itself is a illusion within all of this. When you think about it. If you receive the same sentence as somebody on death row, that means the person on death row is given the death penalty to fool you into thinking that you are not in prison and that one day you are not going to get the same death penalty. It makes you not think about the fact that you also receive the death penalty. It don't matter how you look at it, or, but I'm dying of natural causes. No matter how you look at it, you deteriorating. But I got an answer. This is why I say the only freedom or truth, we have an acronym on this channel. Truth means the right understanding to heaven. The only thing that gets you out of this is the stuff that I'm saying right here. Because once your soul opens up to this, that's when the door opened up for your soul to escape this. When you are closed-minded, that means exactly what's said. Your soul, even after death, is still closed. Your mind is still closed. So when you die, your soul can't leave out of this. You'll come right back into this prison. That's it. You'll recycle amongst all of these human prison bars, and it starts all over again. And the reason why you die is because you never learn the lesson. So you have to keep dying the ultimate. You have to keep receiving the ultimate penalty, which is death. Somebody asked me about reincarnation. I'm telling you what it is right now. Because you never figured it out. The penalty is death. Then you come back. Death. Then you come back. Just like the people on death row. Y'all are both getting the same penalty. The death penalty. That's right. You got to open your eyes to what's going on. This channel is not nothing to play around with. This is real. This is the real deal. Holyfield. This channel right here. This is nothing to play with. Everything I say on this channel is 100% right. You can bank it. All these people, most of these people, 99.9% of these people are no good. Even if that number is too high. Think about it in this regard. Like I did the video, the Black Friday video, right? Whether that's the accurate number or not, in your world, you'll never meet everybody in the world. But in any given situation, and you a person with a soul, and you in a room full of people, 99.9% of them are human prison bars. Yeah, so it's an accurate percentage. 99.999% are human prison bars. And you've been feeling it your whole entire life. Only thing this channel does is wakes up that person in you that already knew what I'm saying. This channel is just like an alarm clock to wake up that piece of umbilical cord that still has some of that DNA material before the falling away, before the great falling away. You know, when a child is born and the umbilical cord is cut, you still got some of that umbilical cord connected to your soul that still has that information before the time of the great falling away occurred. And that's what I'm speaking to. But you know what? You can take that DNA and you can enlarge that DNA. And you can grow a whole nother person out of that matter that's extracted from the remains of that umbilical cord. And this is what I'm doing. I'm grafting and implanting a new person inside of you from that material. That material has everything you ever needed and everything you ever wanted to know about in life. It's inside of that DNA material. Yes. This is so true. And, you know, this world is so ill and sick. Sometimes I question if love have any significance. I should do a video after this about whether love is real or not. I'm starting to believe it's not. Hell, if I'm starting to believe it, then it is. It's not. I'm turning it up. I'm in my car now. It's no such thing as no love. See, when you start setting yourself up into believing in things that's outside of yourself, you are depending upon something else to fulfill you. If it's not unconditional, then it's not love. That's what we're going to start saying. If it's not unconditional, then it's not love. Love does not ask any questions. It freely gives, it freely accepts, and that's what it is. If it has to judge you, it's not love. And nobody can do that in this world. Nobody in this world can look at you without judging you. So it's not unconditional. That's how we got to start living, you know, like total reality is what I'm saying. And it might hurt at first, but if it hurts, then take a ibuprofen. That's all I can say to you, because hurting and feelings and all of that, it don't change the truth of the matter of things. As a matter of fact, I want to do another video too. I'm going to end this video right here. This is Left Side of the Brain. Go ahead, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this thing moving. Jaguars up, Jaguar season, fall semester. Left Side of the Brain signing out.